On March 13th, a day will come that will decide your fate. And I'm not speaking of some far-off date or some vague prediction. I'm talking about the power that lies in your hands right now, at this very moment, to choose what your life will become. The life you've lived up until this point, every struggle, every disappointment, every triumph is a preparation. It is a build-up to this point in time. For March 13th is not just a day on the calendar. It is the turning point, the defining moment of your destiny. You are the chosen one for this moment, and your life will never be the same. Life is a constant series of decisions. Every action, every outcome, and every experience stems from the choices we make. From the moment we wake up to the moment we rest our heads at night, we are shaping our reality with every decision. The power of choice is both humbling and empowering because in it we hold the key to our destiny. Think about it for a moment. The life you're living today is the result of the choices you made in the past. The people you associate with, the career path you follow, the level of success you've attained, or even the struggles you face. All are direct outcomes of decisions you've made, whether consciously or unconsciously. But here's the beauty of it. If the past was shaped by your choices, then the future can be as well. The next chapter of your life is waiting for you to make the decisions that will define it. You have the authority to direct your path, and it begins with one choice. This is why March 13th is so critical. It represents a moment, a pause in the stream of life where you can stop and recognize that you are the architect of your own fate. It is not the circumstances around you, nor the people who came before you who determine your future. It is the decision you make now that will shape your tomorrow. If you're tired of the way things have been, if you're dissatisfied with your current life, you can choose differently. Your next move is yours to make. Imagine standing at a crossroads. One road leads to comfort, predictability, and the familiar, but also to stagnation and missed potential. The other road is uncertain, it's unfamiliar, it may even feel intimidating, but this is the road where growth happens. This is where you will find opportunity, transformation, and success. Choosing that path, no matter how uncertain, means you are choosing a future that is in alignment with your potential, your purpose, and your desires. The choice is not always easy. It requires courage. To walk away from what feels comfortable and secure demands bravery, because the familiar, even if it's toxic or unfulfilling, provides a sense of safety. But growth does not come from comfort. It comes from the leap, the step into the unknown, the decision to embrace discomfort for the sake of a greater vision. When you choose to step into the unknown, you are choosing to trust that something greater lies ahead. The choice to grow is always the hardest, but it is the one that guarantees transformation. Let me take you back to a story you are all familiar with. Oprah Winfrey. She was born into poverty and faced countless challenges in her early years, including abuse, rejection, and failure. She made decisions that could have left her in despair, in obscurity, and hopeless. But she chose to rise. She chose to believe in herself even when the world had no faith in her. Oprah chose to overcome the negative voices, the self-doubt, and the limitations others placed on her. Every decision she made, from leaving a secure job to starting her own show, was a choice that propelled her to unimaginable heights. Her success wasn't handed to her. It was crafted through the power of choice. The decision to refuse to remain a victim of circumstance. Every time you make a choice, you cast a vote for the kind of future you desire. Your future is not random. It is the direct result of the small decisions you make today, the people you interact with, the way you invest your time, the opportunities you seize, and the risks you take are all expressions of your choices. Every time you hesitate, you delay the life that could be waiting for you. Every time you settle for less, you are denying the greatness that resides within you. The truth is simple. If you're not actively choosing the life you want, you are passively accepting the life that happens to you. And so March 13th is the moment when you must choose. Choose to stop being a bystander in your own life. Choose to stop waiting for permission. Choose to take charge, to rise above your current circumstances, and to create the life you deserve. There is no more room for hesitation. You have the power within you to decide to change, and the change begins with one decision. It might seem difficult at first, and that's understandable. You will face doubts, fears, and resistance. Change always brings discomfort. But let me remind you, comfort never produces greatness. It's in the struggle, in the moments where you push through uncertainty, that you discover the extent of your strength and potential. You are stronger than you think. Let's take the example of Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players to ever live. Jordan was famously cut from his high school basketball team, but he didn't let that define his future. He chose to push forward, to work harder, and to dedicate himself to excellence. He chose not to accept the label others placed on him, and he transformed his passion for basketball into a legacy. The world didn't hand him success. He made the choice to rise above the limitations others placed on him and made his success a reality. Now, what will your story be? Will you allow the disappointments of your past to decide your future? Or will you stand firm, make the decision to rise, and walk into the greatness that awaits you? The choice is yours. And March 13th will be the day you make the decision to step into the journey of transformation is not for the faint of heart, but for those who are willing to step into the unknown and evolve into their highest selves. Transformation is not a quick fix or a temporary change. It is a deep internal process that redefines the very essence of who we are. It is a conscious decision to leave behind old habits, limiting beliefs, and outdated versions of ourselves in order to become something greater. Transformation often begins when we are faced with a breaking point, a moment where the life we are living no longer aligns with the person we know we are meant to be. It's the point where we are no longer satisfied with mediocrity and begin to yearn for something more. It is in these moments of discomfort, when we feel most vulnerable, that we are presented with a choice to either stay where we are or to leap forward into a new version of ourselves. The truth is, transformation is rarely easy. It demands that we confront our weaknesses, acknowledge our fears, and embrace the discomfort that comes with change. It requires letting go of old identities, relationships, and circumstances that no longer serve us. It requires shedding the skin of who we once were and stepping into the unknown, trusting that the person we are becoming will be stronger, wiser, and more fulfilled. It's about recognizing that you are not stuck in your current situation. You are simply in the process of evolving into someone who is more equipped to handle the life you're meant to live. Think about the process of a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly. The caterpillar does not wake up one morning and decide to fly. It goes through a painful and lengthy process of metamorphosis. Inside the cocoon, it is completely broken down and rebuilt, emerging as something entirely new. This process of transformation is not immediate, and it is not without sacrifice. But when the butterfly finally emerges, it is a creature of incredible beauty, grace, and freedom. Just like the caterpillar, your transformation will not always be smooth or comfortable, but it will be worth it. You will come out of the cocoon of your past life more capable of soaring than ever before. Real life example. Take the story of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Before he became one of the highest paid actors in Hollywood, he was a young man facing failure and rejection. He was cut from his college football team and spent years struggling to find his way. He lived in a tiny apartment with only $7 in his pocket, but he made a decision to transform his life. He didn't stay bitter about his past, nor did he accept the limitations that society had placed on him. Instead, he used his challenges as fuel to reinvent himself. He embraced the pain of hard work, the discomfort of rejection, and the discomfort of stepping into the unknown. Today, The Rock is not just a movie star, he is an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, and an inspiration to millions around the world. His transformation wasn't instantaneous, and it certainly wasn't easy, but it was powerful. He chose to evolve, and the results speak for themselves. The power of transformation is that it doesn't happen overnight, but the change it creates is permanent. Once you've transformed, you are no longer the same person you were. Your mindset shifts, your attitude shifts, your entire perspective on life changes. What once seemed impossible now feels attainable, and what once seemed overwhelming now feels manageable. This is the power of transformation. It shifts not only your external circumstances, but also your internal strength, wisdom, and resilience. However, the decision to transform is not always popular. In fact, it often requires going against the grain, defying the expectations of others, and facing the fear of being misunderstood. Transformation requires courage. The courage to break free from the constraints of your old identity and to step boldly into the future. This courage may not always come from a place of confidence, but from a deep belief that you are capable of something greater. It requires trusting in yourself when the world doubts you and being willing to embrace discomfort for the sake of growth. Real life example. Take the example of Malala Yousafzai, a young girl from Pakistan. She stood up for girls' education in a region where such a stance could get her killed. She was shot by the Taliban for speaking out, but she didn't allow that tragedy to define her. Instead, she chose to transform her pain into purpose. Malala's story is one of courage in the face of unimaginable hardship. It is a testimony to the power of transformation, how even the most horrific of experiences can be the catalyst for global change. She chose to rise above the trauma and use her platform to inspire millions of young girls around the world to pursue education regardless of the obstacles they face. Transformation happens when you look at your current situation and say, this is not the end of my story. This is just the beginning. It's when you refuse to be defined by your past mistakes, regrets, or failures, and instead decide to become the best version of yourself, no matter how long it takes. Transformation is the declaration that you will not let life break you. You will rise stronger, more powerful, and more prepared for the challenges ahead. The beauty of transformation is that it is not about changing who you are. It's about revealing who you were always meant to be. The person you are today holds the potential for greatness. But to reach that potential, you must decide to transform. Transformation requires that you believe in your capacity for change and growth. It requires that you trust the process, even when it feels like the path ahead is unclear. Your transformation is waiting for you, but only you can choose to take the first step. March 13th is your chance to make that choice. The person you are meant to become is already inside you. The question is, will you choose to let them emerge? Faith and vision are not abstract concepts. They are living, breathing forces within us, driving us to reach for something greater than what we can currently see or touch. Faith is the belief in the unseen. It's the certainty that what you desire can and will come to fruition, even when all evidence points in the opposite direction. Vision is the ability to see beyond your present circumstances and imagine a future that is vastly different from your reality. Together, faith and vision create a powerful combination that can carry you through the most difficult times, help you overcome insurmountable obstacles, and allow you to build a life that once seemed impossible. Faith is the foundation of success. It is the first step in the process of achievement. Faith is not passive. It is not waiting for things to fall into place. True faith is active. It moves you to take steps even when you can't see the whole path in front of you. It calls you to act with the confidence that something greater is on the horizon, even when your circumstances scream otherwise. Faith gives you the strength to keep moving forward, even when you don't yet see the results. It pushes you to take that next step when all you have is the certainty in your heart that what you are striving for is worth the struggle. Think about the example of Thomas Edison, the man who gave us the light bulb. Edison failed more than 1,000 times before he achieved success. Every time he encountered failure, he could have given up. He could have accepted the label of failure that society and his circumstances wanted to place on him. Instead, he chose to believe that there was a solution. Edison had faith in the process, even when his experiments seemed to yield nothing but failure. He believed in the possibility of success, and it was that unwavering belief that ultimately led to one of the greatest inventions in history. Edison's faith wasn't blind. It was anchored in a vision of a world illuminated by electric light, even when that vision was not yet a reality. Faith is not always about seeing the end result. It's about having confidence in the process and in the power that lies within you. It's about holding on to your belief even when the world says it's not possible. Faith is what keeps you going when others doubt you, and it is the fuel that turns your dreams into reality. But faith alone is not enough. You need vision. Vision is the ability to see beyond the present moment, to picture your life not as it is, but as it could be. Vision is what gives your faith direction. It turns hope into something tangible. Vision helps you move from wishing for something better to actively working toward it. It's the power of imagining your success and then taking the necessary actions to make it happen. Vision pulls you out of your current circumstances and places you in a future you are determined to build. It's a glimpse into your potential, your destiny, and the future you are meant to create. Real life example. Look at Walt Disney. At one point, Disney was fired from a newspaper job for lacking creativity. He faced countless setbacks. His first animation company went bankrupt. But Disney had a vision of creating something that had never been done before, a place where dreams came true. When he had nothing, no money, no resources, no guarantee of success, he held on to that vision. He built Disneyland from the ground up against all odds. And today, Disney is one of the most powerful brands. And Disney didn't just dream, he had the vision to see what others couldn't, and the faith to pursue it no matter the obstacles. His vision led to creation, and his faith led him to victory. Vision is about seeing what could be rather than focusing solely on what is. It's about refusing to settle for a life defined by your present circumstances. Vision calls you to dream beyond the limitations of today. It asks you to imagine a future that is so much more than what you are experiencing now, and then challenges you to take the steps to bring that vision to life. If you want to achieve something extraordinary, you must have a vision of what that looks like. Without vision, you're simply drifting in the wind without a destination. With vision, you have a map, a clear and defined path that guides you even when the journey seems uncertain. Vision also helps you make decisions. Every decision you make, big or small, is informed by your vision. When you have a clear vision of where you want to go, you will find it easier to make choices that align with your purpose. For example, if your vision is to live a healthy, successful life, you will choose actions that support that vision. You will choose to nourish your body with healthy food, spend time with positive people, and develop habits that lead to personal growth. Vision helps you set goals and pursue them with intention. It acts as the compass that keeps you on track, even when life gets complicated or difficult. But faith and vision are not just about your personal dreams. They are about impacting the world around you. They are the forces that drive change. Vision is not just for yourself. It is for the betterment of humanity. When you have a vision, you become part of something larger than yourself. The impact of your vision ripples out, touching the lives of others in ways you may never even see. The people you inspire, the communities you build, and the lives you change are the true markers of your success. Think of the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. He had a vision of a world where people were not judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. That vision led him to fight for civil rights, to stand against injustice, and to inspire millions with his words and actions. King didn't just see a better world in his mind, he acted on his vision, and in doing so, he changed the course of history. Faith and vision are about choosing to believe that your life can be part of something bigger than yourself. When you align your faith with a powerful vision, you are no longer living for today's struggles or challenges. Instead, you are living for the future you are building, a future where your dreams are realized and your purpose is fulfilled. Vision and faith propel you forward, even in the face of adversity. They give you the strength to keep moving, the courage to take risks, and the determination to never give up. On March 13th, you will have the chance to renew your faith and your vision. This day is a defining moment when you can choose to align your faith with your highest purpose and create a vision for your life that will shape your future. Your faith will be the anchor that holds you steady, and your vision will be the map that guides you through every challenge and triumph. Each of us is creating a legacy every day. A legacy is not just what you leave behind when you are gone, but the impact you have on the world around you while you are still here. It's the mark you make on the people you touch, the decisions you make, and the way you live your life. Your legacy is your story, the story of the lives you've touched, the change you've sparked, and the difference you've made. The beauty of it is you are the author. You are the one who gets to decide how you will be remembered. When you think of legacy, it's easy to imagine monumental achievements, great leaders, innovators, or historical figures. But the truth is, your legacy is not defined by fame or fortune. It's defined by the lives you affect on a daily basis. The kindness you show, the lessons you teach, the sacrifices you make, and the example you set for others. That is your legacy. It's the ripple effect of your actions that extends beyond your lifetime. Every decision you make today is a part of your legacy tomorrow. Legacy isn't just about what you achieve for yourself. It's about what you create for others. It's about shaping the future in a way that will benefit the generations that come after you. We often think of legacy as something that is far off in the distance, something to worry about later in life. But the truth is, you are building your legacy right now with every action, every interaction, and every choice you make. It's the way you treat your family, how you show up for your community, and how you pursue your dreams that builds a legacy worth leaving behind. Think of Nelson Mandela. His life didn't just impact those around him in South Africa, it impacted the entire world. He fought for justice and equality, not just for himself, but for the future of generations to come. Mandela's legacy is not one of political power or personal gain, but of profound change. He showed the world that one person, fueled by purpose and the desire to create a better future, could alter the course of history. He chose to be a part of something bigger than himself. His actions reverberated through time, continuing to inspire leaders, activists, and everyday people to fight for what's right. Similarly, your legacy is about choosing to be a force for good in the world. It's about living with intention and making decisions that will not only shape your future, but leave a mark on others' lives. Every time you choose love over hate, kindness over indifference, or courage over fear, you are building a legacy that speaks of your character and your commitment to making the world a better place. The choices you make are like seeds that, when planted, will grow into something that far outlasts your lifetime. There is a saying that goes, "What you do today echoes in eternity." The choices you make today will echo through the lives of the people around you, and their lives will echo in turn. The impact you have on others is the true measure of your legacy. It's easy to get caught up in the daily grind, thinking that our small actions don't matter. But those small acts, whether it's helping someone in need, offering encouragement, or standing up for what's right, are the very actions that will outlive us all. Your legacy is not built on grand gestures alone. It's built on the consistency of your character and your heart. Real life example. Look at Maya Angelou, the poet and civil rights activist. Her words and actions were a legacy that touched millions. But it wasn't just her fame that made her impactful. It was the way she lived, the love she shared, and the courage she embodied. Maya Angelou didn't just leave behind a body of work. She left behind a way of thinking, a call for us all to live with purpose and dignity. Her legacy is not just in her books, but in the way she shaped how we view humanity. But creating a legacy is not always easy. It requires making decisions that may not immediately benefit you, sacrifices that others may not understand, and a long-term commitment to the future. Often, building a legacy requires us to go against the current, to stand for what is right, even when it's unpopular. But this is where true greatness lies. The greatest legacies are built by those who make decisions not for personal gain, but for the benefit of others. It is the choice to do the right thing, even when no one is watching. Think about your own life. What do you want to be remembered for? What kind of legacy do you want to leave behind? If you want to leave a legacy of kindness, you must practice kindness today. If you want to leave a legacy of excellence, you must pursue excellence now. Your legacy is built by your actions. And those actions start today. It's the way you treat your family, the way you approach your work, the way you show up in the world. Every decision you make is an opportunity to build a legacy of impact, love, and purpose. Your legacy will not be defined by the amount of money you accumulate, the title you hold, or the possessions you collect. It will be defined by the way you make others feel, the lives you change, and the impact you leave on the world. The true measure of your life will not be in your material wealth, but in the wealth of the relationships you build, the lessons you impart, and the difference you make in the lives of others. Your legacy is the gift you give to the future. It's a gift that will continue to give long after you are gone. And as you stand at the crossroads of your life on March 13th, remember that your legacy is waiting to be shaped. What kind of legacy will you leave? What will the world remember you for? The power to decide is in your hands. Resilience is the ability to withstand adversity, bounce back from setbacks, and keep moving forward in the face of challenges. It is the inner strength that allows you to rise after every fall, to persevere when the path seems impossible, and to keep your head high even when the world pushes you down. Resilience is the quality that separates those who give up from those who ultimately achieve greatness. It is what allows you to transform your pain into power and your failures into stepping stones. Resilience is not just about surviving, it's about thriving despite the odds. In every journey towards success, there will be moments of doubt, failure, and hardship. But what defines the successful is not the absence of obstacles, but the ability to move through them. Resilience is about knowing that every setback is temporary and that your ability to endure is far greater than any challenge you face. Life will knock you down, but the strength to rise again comes from within. It is that quiet, unshakable belief that you are capable of handling whatever life throws your way. Resilience is not a trait that you are born with. It is developed through experience. It is built by overcoming trials, facing fears, and learning to keep going even when everything within you says to stop. Resilience is forged in the fire of adversity. Think of the great athletes, entrepreneurs, or leaders who have had to face countless failures before achieving success. Their success did not come because they were luckier than anyone else. It came because they refused to quit. They understood that failure was not the end, but a part of the process. It was through failure that they learned, grew, and became stronger. Consider the life of Steve Jobs. His story is one of resilience and overcoming failure after failure. Jobs was fired from the very company he founded, Apple. He could have accepted that setback as the end of his career. He could have walked away and let that failure define him. Instead, Jobs refused to give up. He went on to start other ventures like Pixar, which eventually transformed the animation industry. He returned to Apple years later and revolutionized the tech world with the iPhone, iPad, and other game-changing products. Jobs' success wasn't defined by his ability to avoid failure. It was defined by his ability to learn from failure and continue forward with renewed purpose. Resilience is also about the ability to maintain your vision even when things don't go as planned. Life doesn't always unfold according to your expectations, and the road to success is rarely smooth. It is filled with detours, roadblocks, and setbacks that can shake even the most determined. But resilience means keeping your eyes on the prize, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. It's about understanding that the path may be long and the obstacles may be hard to overcome, but if you stay the course, you will reach your destination. Resilience is the act of holding on to your dreams even when everything else seems to be falling apart. Real life example. Consider the story of J.K. Rowling, the author of the Harry Potter series. Before becoming one of the most successful authors of all time, Rowling faced tremendous adversity. She was a single mother living on welfare, struggling to make ends meet, and dealing with rejection after rejection from publishers. Her manuscript for Harry Potter was turned down by 12 publishers. Many people would have quit, but Rowling refused to give up on her dream. Her resilience paid off when the 13th publisher finally agreed to take a chance on her book. Today, the Harry Potter series has sold over 500 million copies worldwide, and Rowling's resilience is part of her inspiring legacy. Resilience is not just about bouncing back after failure. It's about growing stronger because of it. Every setback can be a lesson if we choose to see it as such. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, adjust, and improve. It's easy to be resilient when everything is going well, but true resilience is tested when life is at its hardest. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is often the ability to rise in the face of adversity. The power of resilience is not about being invincible. It's about being able to continue forward despite your vulnerabilities, doubts, and failures. There's also the element of perseverance within resilience. It's not enough to just get up once. Resilience means getting up every time you fall. It's a commitment to never stop moving, never stop striving, and never stop believing in your potential. Resilience calls on you to believe in your future even when your present seems uncertain. It challenges you to find strength you never knew you had and use that strength to keep moving no matter how hard the journey becomes. Think of the story of Thomas Edison again. His resilience didn't just show in the 1,000 failures it took to invent the light bulb. It was evident in his philosophy toward failure. Edison once said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This mindset is the very essence of resilience. Seeing failure not as an obstacle, but as a stepping stone. It's the ability to find a lesson in every experience, the courage to try again, and the confidence that you will ultimately succeed if you keep going. Ultimately, resilience is the inner strength that fuels your success. It's what will carry you through moments of doubt, through the times when everything seems uncertain, and through the darkest moments when you question whether your dreams are even possible. Resilience will carry you when your strength seems depleted, when the weight of the world feels too heavy to bear. It's the driving force that tells you that you are capable, that you are strong, and that no challenge is insurmountable if you choose to face it head on. As you stand on the precipice of your future, as you prepare to make the decisions that will shape your life, remember that resilience is not about avoiding difficulty. It's about embracing it, learning from it, and using it to propel yourself forward. March 13th is your opportunity to choose resilience, to decide that no matter the hurdles ahead, you will rise and keep moving forward. March 13th will not just be another day on the calendar. It will be the day you choose to step into your power, embrace your transformation, and take control of your destiny. The decisions you make on this day will have a ripple effect that extends far beyond what you can see, shaping the legacy you leave, the resilience you embody, and the faith and vision that will guide you through every challenge. The truth is, life is not about avoiding pain or setbacks. It's about rising through them. It's about harnessing the strength to keep moving forward even when the road seems impossible. It's about choosing to believe that your dreams are worth the struggle and that the obstacles in your path are not the end, but the stepping stones to something greater. You are the chosen one. This moment, this day, marks the beginning of a new chapter. It's a call to action, to rise above your fears, your doubts, and your limitations. You have the power within you to create a life that speaks to your true potential. You have the ability to transform your pain into power, your failures into lessons, and your dreams into reality. Your faith, your vision, and your resilience are the tools that will propel you toward a future that is beyond what you ever imagined. The world is waiting for you to step into your greatness, to leave a legacy that will inspire generations to come. So take a deep breath, hold your head high, and make the decision today, on March 13th, to be the person you were always meant to be. The power is in your hands. The future is yours to create. The life you've always dreamed of is just one decision away.